Today is March 31st, 3/31/19. And I'm sure many of you are wondering what this video is about. Well, I'll tell you. Happy birthday, Al Gore! No, this video is not about Al Gore's birthday, but it is his birthday. So, go wish him a happy birthday on Twitter after this, I don't know. Anyway, it's actually about something very personal and important to me, which is why I put it on the internet. If you're currently watching this, there are 3 possible reasons why. 1, I found you on the street and made you watch it because I think I'm funny. 2, you found it on the internet because other people think I'm funny. Unlikely. And number 3, you've known me for a long time and haven't seen me in less of a long time, and I kind of have something I need to tell you. And that something has to do with today's date and the flag behind me. So what does it mean? I've been a girl the whole time. Ow. That's right. Read my tits. I'm a woman. Yes, if you're in the know, like the cool kids, and up to date with all the lingo, then you'll know the term for people like myself is transgender. So basically, well, it didn't take you all very long to send in your questions. I guess I'll be answering some fan mail. Okay, here's the first one. What should I call you? Should we refer to you using she and her pronouns? My name is Cassie, and I would prefer you call me she. I mean, do I look like I'm trying to be a he? I'll put on one of my dresses right now if it helps. Or I would, if I hadn't just done a costume change. Are you gay or something? Yes, I'm freaking gay. Gay for girls! But please, try not to be surprised by anyone I end up holding hands with. Coming out of the closet once is enough. I should know, I've done it dozens of times. Here's another question. Oops! Why yes, I'm glad you noticed. I've been taking testosterone blockers and estrogen for nearly a year now, with the aid of a medical professional, and leading science in the field of research does say that estrogen causes boobs. Actually, my 1-year anniversary is coming up soon, and it's been a long journey. It's not the easiest thing I've ever done, but being on the right hormones has made me so much happier. What does gender dysphoria feel like? For those of you unfamiliar with the term, gender dysphoria is this very unpleasant feeling that your body's characteristics, or the way you're seen by society, does not match up with your true gender. It's experienced by most trans people. More on that later. This can manifest in all sorts of ways, most of which can be snaked around with denial. Some of my earliest memories are of wanting to wear dresses, but I told myself I was a cross-dresser. I hated mirrors and disassociated with my own body constantly, but I told myself I was just depressed. When puberty hit, I found myself compelled to shave my body hair because I just couldn't stand it. It caused me distress. It made me so scratchy and itchy that I could hardly sleep. It took a talk with a friend of mine to finally realize guys don't hate their body hair like that. What I had experienced for pretty much my whole life was gender dysphoria. That was when the oh crap moment happened and the floodgates opened up, and I looked back and realized that no, fantasizing about running away from everyone you've ever known to start a new life as a woman is not something that men do. Now, I said most trans people experience this. The other side of the coin is gender euphoria, which we get when we present ourselves as our actual internal genders. Some people say they don't get dysphoria and they only have gender euphoria, and while it is somewhat controversial in the community, I think that's perfectly valid. I mean, dysphoria is really hard to peg down, judging from my own experience. Of course, if one transitions enough, the dysphoria should mostly go away, in theory. I'm only going into so much detail here, so much excruciating personal detail, because if anyone right now is watching and they're suffering the way I did, maybe they won't have to for as long as I did. Are you a different person now? This is actually a kind of complicated question to answer. Obviously, I'm the same person in that I have the same organs. I mean internal organs. I've never really been dishonest about my personality or opinions, and really I have all the same interests I had before. But to be honest, a lot of me was kind of fabricated. I can't even say how much exactly, but I always sort of felt like I was playing a character. And I like that character. But I don't want to be typecast for my whole life. Other than being a girl and liking clothes and makeup, I'm pretty much the same person anyone thought I was before. But when I look at pictures of myself or old footage, I can't help but see that person as a completely separate, distinct individual. So maybe it's time we look back at some of my old work and make some improvements. Yes, class, today is test day. We have a test today. I hope you're prepared. Are you prepared? Cutie?
I'm prepared.
Calculate the potato. Back to the viewer mail. Next question. Are you gonna get the surgery? Before I answer this, let me ask you a question. Are you going to get the surgery to reduce the size of your big nose that you stick in everyone's business? I kid. But you wouldn't ask anyone else about their genitals, would you? I digress. I'll answer your question just this once. There are actually a handful of different surgeries that trans women tend to get. There's breast augmentation, facial feminization, voice feminization, orchiectomy, and the one you're all thinking of, genital reassignment. At this point, I plan on getting none of these because I'm poor, I'm afraid of scalpels, and I like to think I'm already happy with the way I look.
Hi, my name is Grayson. I'm a trans man.
Hi, my name is Santiago and I'm also a trans man, and some of you might have known me as Liz, but I go by a new name and he, him pronouns.
And I go by he, him pronouns as well. Some frequently asked questions we get: when are you going on hormones?
Are you gonna have the surgery?
Some other ones I get a lot is, so are you going to be masculine now? Were you a tomboy growing up? For me personally, I was not a tomboy. I was very much a feminine, girly girl type growing up. And I still am today. I'm very much a very feminine trans man. I still enjoy wearing skirts and dresses. I love makeup and I love wearing long wigs and stuff like that.
I'm very different. I was a total tomboy. I did all the sports I could as a little kid. I was just very rambunctious and stuff. I didn't really like to wear makeup or wear dresses, but I kind of just felt societally pressured into doing that. So for special occasions like dances and parties, I would wear a dress. Typically I'm very much more masculine, but I still like some little soft boy traits where I like floral patterns.
So taking tea is usually the hallmark of being a real trans man.
Yeah. Not every trans man has to take testosterone.
Not every trans man wants to.
Or can. Some people don't necessarily get dysphoria with how their body presents. They can have dysphoria through what pronouns they use. And sometimes when they use the correct pronouns, they feel a lot better. But essentially what you'll see in testosterone is a major voice drop, maybe some hair recession, fat distribution will change.
More masculine figure.
Yeah, more masculine figure. Your face will get fuller. You'll possibly develop a beard. Another really important thing is top surgery. Essentially, breast reduction.
And for me, top surgery is more important than going on T. Very specifically because I have a very large chest. And that's probably the one part of me that makes me most dysphoric.
And there's another way that trans men who can't afford or can't physically have top surgery do, and that's binding. And binding can be tricky and it can be dangerous if not done correctly. And there's still some health risks that come with it when you bind over time, and can actually in some cases cause difficulties if you ever want to have top surgery with how the outcome will look. for your chest later.
Bottom surgery.
That's a little more trickier. I personally do not want that, just because the surgery now is kind of very painful. I've seen the journey of another YouTuber take it, and he was bedridden and in pain for so long, and I just personally do not want to go through that pain. Honestly, for what you get for it, I personally do not think it's worth it. My dysphoria is not bad enough, not harsh enough for me to feel the need to get it.
Bottom surgery has a lot of misconceptions as well. The main one being is that you get a working, functioning penis. You do, but you also don't. Bottom surgery is mainly for aesthetics.
Yeah, that's true. You kind of get these fake testes as well.
You get fake testes.
For some trans men to see to have a bulge, a natural bulge, and to
Do
get rid
believe
of
you
dysphoria
can
or
stand
lower
peeing
it.
up with.
Yeah, you can stand peeing up with it. Every trans man is different. With a lot of cis people, I've noticed, not all, but just certain like people will be like, oh, I know when I see a trans, like woman, man, etc. You can just tell. And honestly, like, some people can really pass well. You really cannot tell a lot of the times.
Yeah.
But that's not to say they aren't a woman or they aren't a man when they aren't passing.
Some trans people like the fact that they don't pass.
Gender identity, gender itself, is very much a spectrum. There's presentation, gender presentation, pronouns. Everything is different with every person. A lot of people can present the way they want and identify as another way. Every person that they feel comfortable like in the way that they present their gender identity is valid, because there is no right way to present as any identity.
Well, I hope this video has been thoroughly educational and maybe just a little entertaining for all of you watching. Some of you I'm sure don't like me very much anymore. But all I can say is, at least you know me. I get it, okay? Change is scary. But sometimes change is good. Sometimes change is the only option. And we can either change or be left in the darkness. And for me at least, the future looks bright. Happy Transgender Day of Visibility, everyone. And no, it's not an April Fool's prank. I know what you're thinking. April Fool's is tomorrow. Bye.